Hey y'all, I'm back. We're back on the mic this time around. Um, yeah, okay. Um, yeah, so we back on the mic because the ideas just be flowing. But I feel like this is a fun one, so I'm excited to lay this down. Um, with that said, all right, and, this is my first time recording directly into Logic, so yeah. Anyway, so yeah, let's get into it. Um, all right. This should be interesting. Can't tell me what to do, my body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do, my body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do, my body don't belong to you. Can't to do, my body don't belong to you. All right, we're just gonna do a few tracks and see which song the best and have fun with this. Can't tell me what to do, my body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do, my body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do, my body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do, my body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do, my body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do, my body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do, my body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do, my body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do, my body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do, my body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do, my body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do, my body don't belong to you. But I know. Okay, actually, I like that. I mean, I was already gonna do my consent to this, but I think I like this like a little bit. This is probably Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. All right. Oh. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Bitch, you can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. You can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Bitch, can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. You can't tell me what to do. My body don't belong to you. Okay. I'm fucking up this count. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let's get it. Everybody say, to your job say, to the government. Ladies, trans folks say, non-binary. Guys say, everybody say, everybody say, everybody say, everybody say. There, I hit the mic. On track. Okay. Everybody say, to your job say, to the government, ladies, trans folks say, binary folks say, fellas, everybody say, everybody say, everybody say, everybody say, it's like, I'm like, oh, it's that. I don't want it to stack. Mm, 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 mm. How long have I been in here? Like 40 minutes. Okay. No, this is extra edited. Yeah. I mean, this is fun. This is fun. I'm not sure if I'm crazy about this part, but I like it. I don't love it. So, but like, I don't know. I feel like very inspired by what's going on in the state of the world right now. And I don't know. I just wanted something that kind of felt like a protest, you know, just because there's a lot of protests happening right now. And I feel like it's a necessary message. Yeah. So there's that. But I don't know. I feel like because what the thing is, what I wanted to like sound like is like a crowd, but bitch is just me. And so I'm thinking like, okay, do I want to layer these vocals? Do I want to do like do I want to do um I kind of want it like I see that they have like this megaphone effect and but it's like it's too much. It's too megaphone like. So I don't know. Um yeah, but this is fun though. This is fun. Um yeah, I don't know. But I made sure to save the version that I had before because I'm like, I don't know, I'll just like experiment with this idea and try it out and then I'll see if I like it. If I don't, I have the original version. I just have this kind of like as an extended version. Yeah. So there's that. But yeah, it's like 9:30 right now. So and I had already been on here for like what hour or two, something like that. Just like trying to look at this part here because I'm like, okay, if I do this, I have to like extend the beat and like loop it a few times, and yeah, and I wanted there to be like this protest chant in here, and just like something that'd be fun, just like a fun call and response type of vibe. So, and I'm into that, and when I think of like putting songs together. Excuse me. I'm recording, honey. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just thinking about like structures of songs and like just ways to like switch it up, just to like make it a little bit different or experiment, you know. And that's what this was tonight. I'm not 100% certain if I'm gonna like keep this in here. This might just be like an extended remix version. I don't know. We'll see. Um. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, but this was fun though. I enjoyed this. Um. Yeah, cause bitch. My body don't belong to these motherfucking hoes out here. The ass industry. Anyway, yeah. So there's that. Um, yeah, that's all I'm gonna do for tonight. And then I'll come back to this and decide whether I want to keep this or not. Yeah. Okay. You know, I can see why Kanye records in Wyoming. Cause what the fuck is out there? What the fuck is out in Wyoming? And no shade to the people that's in Wyoming. You know what I mean? But compare it to like New York City or any fucking other city, you know? I feel like creativity, uh, it would just be better to create in a confined environment where you don't have to worry about humans and random fucking horns in the background and lights and all this random shit to influence the subconscious mind and influence you into doing what we want you to do. Because fuck you people that are like that, you know? To the people who know, like, oh, these are manipulation tactics. Let me try this. You know, I really try my best to be a positive, peaceful person, but I feel like I'm a bit misunderstood in the world. And my thing is for the people who misunderstand me in like the worst way, if you believe the worst things about me, why try me? You know, why do that? Hmm. Anyway, but I feel like the song is necessary just because I don't know, life's just interesting being me and just like realizing all the things that's been going on in the world the older that you get. And not only that, but just realizing like a lot of the things and people and circumstances or whatever you once believed in or once believed is either a fallacy or truths that you like questioned, you know, are revealed to be true. Like I feel like we're in the day and age where like all the things that we consider to be like conspiracy theory, it's a chance that yeah, no, that shit might have really been a thing. Day and age, even though like people want to like are trying to be like discreet about it, I feel like we're all aware that magic and energy and all those things exist. And I know I say that all the time, but because shit, if nobody else wants to say it, I'll say it. I mean, it's not that we don't know that. Like, there's people who outwardly proclaim themselves to be witches and warlocks. But there's people who really do that as a profession in the really high places. And I feel like we gotta talk about it as if we don't know that it's happening, but we all know that it's happening. And now we know for certain, like the things that was like hearsay, um in media in regards to just certain events that happen in the world, things that we'd be like, oh, we think that it's really this happening behind it, and look at all these coincidences, and you know, and now is I feel like now we're in a day and age where it's more of an explanation as to those coincidences where you can connect those. It might not necessarily be like a thing that's like some of it can be strategically planned, but then some of it could be energy. Like for example, certain prominent numbers showing up. And when you see shows like Manifest, right, with the plane that went missing, and there was like, what was it? It was like it went missing, right? But the people landed into like a different time or something crazy like that, right? Or there was like a time change, and you know, and then people talking about having experiences with a quantum leap. and, or like traveling. And usually this happens like in vehicles where people are traveling and then end up somewhere and or it like quantum leaped somehow, you know, and or certain numbers will show up in certain events and you can energetically kind of like connect a thing or whatever the case may be. And although it might not be like a physical connection, but you can see like, okay, energetically, this might be tied to this other thing that happened or whatever. And I feel like back in the day where people would have those boards with all the images and the red strings tying connecting the people and the places and the events. I feel like a lot of it, even though on a physical level it might not actually connect, but energetically it does. And I feel like we all have a better understanding of how that works, maybe. Um, and yeah. And I say all this to say, um, energy is real. And it's important to protect your energy. And it's also important to fight for your energy, especially when like these things in the world happen and you have people that try to harvest your energy and you know and try to cheat you out of the freedom that you deserve, that we all deserve really. And even like try to manipulate you into, fighting for your freedom. Just to mentally fuck with you to be like, you know, this was us, even though it's naturally more times than not something you were already going to do. But just to be that mind fuck of like, let me interfere with this and put my energy on it and amplify what you were already doing, but just to make you feel like I'm in control or to be in control. Like, it's kind of like that thing where I saw a comedian, I forget his name, talk about it, where he was like, "You ever had those situations with your like family where like say you go to sit down and then somebody says sit down, but you was already about to sit down anyway." And then so he like, now I gotta stand up because it's like you're not about to tell me to sit down type of thing. And it's like, and and sometimes when that happens enough times, you start to feel like, you know, but mind you, I feel like this is something that is done in so many ways and spaces, from the government to how we shop to algorithms on social media, like learning your behaviors and your habits and then reinforcing it back to you. And but the thing is, as people, we evolve and we grow. We don't always do or want or are interested in the same things. And so, and then at the same time, it's like, you know people do that for capitalist reasons and and mind control, you know and and it's really like, bitch, I was gonna do that anyway, type of a thing. But there's always that like that hand to try to like influence. I was watching House of the Dragons barely. It was actually, hmm, who's funding this? Okay. Um, and mind you, Game of Thrones was so good. Game of Thrones was good up until the end. But I was watching House of Dragons. And and just like the role of people who are like the hand or the advisors of the king and the council and all those things. Like the people who sit around the table to try to tell the king and influence the king on what they should or shouldn't do or whatever. I just feel like I from one aspect I can see how that can be necessary, And then, but but then at the same time, it's like, no, bitch, like, type of thing. Because, like, say in certain circumstances where you have like a young king, like, again, like in my post about him and Todd, but really it was a reference to Harry Potter, the fifth film with the blue cover. And, you know, the instance where Dumbledore leaves because, they were starting their own independent classes ran by the students. And because Umbridge was supposed to be the defense against the dark arts teacher and she wasn't teaching shit. So they was like, well, Harry, you've been through some stuff. So how about, and Harry's like, bruh, I'm not no teacher. But all right, shit, I could teach y'all a few things. And was out here teaching the kids how to protect themselves because shit was real. In the last movie book, you know, Voldemort was back. So I was like, look, if they not gonna teach you what needs to be done to protect yourself, I'm gonna teach y'all. That whole thing became an issue and Dumbledore had to leave. And you would think that Professor McGonagall, who was the um, head mistress, could be elevated to the head, what do you call it? The basically the principal. And then Umbridge took upon herself to take that position. But really just so the magic ministry could be high, could be in control and govern what goes on in Hogwarts. Which is understandable because Hogwarts was going through some shit and it was always something every year. It was always some shenanigans. But Magic Ministry wasn't helping. They just wanted to be in control. And that's why I say it's a difference between being coachable and teaching you and guiding you and helping versus someone trying to manipulate and, you know, pull strings, that type of thing. It's interesting how cats' eyes glow. But yeah. And my thing is like I can be coachable. I don't like people telling me what to do or trying to influence or that type of thing. Um, and the crazy thing is like I've grown up with all these like stories and films and songs and you know people that I've studied that naturally like rebel against the system because the system be fucked up. Like looking at you know one of my favorite movies, which if my wife would like to truly show you already know, The Matrix. I've grown up watching that movie several times. Repeat, I've seen that movie so many fucking times. And the crazy thing is, every time I see that movie, I learn something new. Every time. Well, maybe not every time, but there's definitely like some Easter eggs that I've randomly like come across just from watching on YouTube when people do those like hidden Easter eggs or what you missed when watching this movie. And make sure y'all can't see me because bitch y'all really shouldn't know fucking password or whatever. Um, but okay, so I'm gonna say this. Oh, alright, sorry. But yeah, you know, um, I've seen The Matrix so many times, and I've watched all the videos with the Easter eggs. And one thing that I realized from one of those videos is like the scene where Trinity goes to give Neo food because he had just did like training and Cypher is like around the corner. He like, I don't remember you bringing me food. And every time I see that, I'm like, nigga, you not the one. The fuck? Why the fuck she gonna bring you food? You know. But anyway, um that's a little bit reference. But the reason why I bring that up is in that scene, the door that he's standing, there's a sign of a cross on the door. And they have that whole discussion of like, he's like, "Oh, do you believe what Morpheus is saying, like him being the one or whatever?" And she's like, "It doesn't matter what I believe, whatever." But them having that conversation about him being the one and being like the savior, and there's and the whole like Christ like um what do you call it, like character arc that Neo has, and yeah, I was like, oh, I never noticed that there was a cross on the door, and I've seen that movie so many times, and usually I pay attention to stuff like that, like what's happening, like the symbolism in the background, whatever. But there's always something to learn. But I say all this to say that's a tangent, but I say all this to say, like, I've grown up watching movies like The Matrix, listening to artists like Rage Against the Machine. Shout out to them being an inspiration. Um, you know, especially leading up to protesting the immigration system. Um, and you know, just all these things that goes on in the world. And especially when it's fucked up and you know it's fucked up, and just having the nerve to say, you know what, I'm going to fight against this. I'm going to fight for my freedom. So I don't know why it would be a shock for me to be outspoken about certain things, you know? And okay, so there was something that I wanted to say. I know that in my other video, I said something about like, basically standing on business and, not being afraid and, being more courageous to, stand on business and really fight the system. And, I can understand. I mean, it's easy for me to say, I guess, maybe, just because like that's been my way of going forward and just being in the midst of like battles of the gods, I guess, or power. Well, not the gods. I don't want to give them that much credit, but like, powers of the gods, basically. And to civilians, that might be like, you mean to tell me to not be afraid when motherfuckers, be- you know, where we have to worry about wildfires and snowstorms. And, some of us are just, again, out here trying to live our lives. But at the same time, I also said it's like we're more powerful than we think we are. Um, but that's a whole nother conversation. But my point in even bringing that up is saying, like, you know what? Not everything is for everybody. And I understand. It's easier for me to say to be fearless and courageous about things just because like I have to be every day. I have to be that. Like I have to, you know, be courageous and like there's no other option, you know. And some people have their different versions of that where it doesn't have to call for them to, deal with certain fights. So that's a whole experience that people won't even like understand or resonate with. And so, maybe I'm trying to learn to have a little bit more grace in regards to that. So if anybody took that the wrong way, my apologies. Um, but I do say this to say, like, I do still feel like we should be challenged to still be um, brave anyway. because yeah, there are things that are intimidating in the world, and sometimes it's hard to grasp, especially with today's in this day and age. And again, all the things that we thought were conspiracy years ago, which we're starting to see like manifest in real life with like magic and science and all these things. And that could be intimidating. And it can be, but it's really just a matter of I feel. I feel like with things that appear to be intimidating, it's just a matter of how to deal with it and how to harness that energy. To me, I feel like anybody that could be more knowledgeable or more powerful than me, the only difference between you and I as human beings in this world is that you have more knowledge about a thing than I do. That's how I see it. And I mean there could be more factors into that. There could be energetic things, there could be spiritual things happening. But again, even with that, even if on a spiritual level, it's just okay, there's people with more spiritual knowledge and more spiritual like connection versus somebody else that doesn't might not necessarily have that knowledge. And I think it really boils down to the more you know, and knowledge truly being power. Because, you know, it's one thing to have a power, but not know how to use it. And it's another thing to have power and someone else might not have that power, but they have the knowledge on how to use that power. So you could be more powerful than people, than whoever. And, you know, the handlers are trying to have their influence. But what handlers? Handlers don't exist in my reality. Anyway, you could be more powerful, but it's just a matter of knowledge. There was a long period of time where apparently I was more powerful than I ever knew. And other people were using it and benefiting off of it and thriving off of it and building their careers and getting their awards and whatever that is. But all in all, I am the power in my own life. And it's just a matter of that knowledge. I don't know what I don't know, you know, and especially when it's intended for me not to know because it benefits other people that are using it. But once you wake up to that power, you realize, what are you without me? And I don't just say that for myself. I say that for the people who need to wake up to their own power and to the people who might be using your power and your energy without you realizing it. And some of you need to ask yourselves or ask certain people in your life, what are you without me? And if it's more advantageous for them that you be in their life rather than them be in your life, you need to be more aware of your value. And not only that, but protect it. And know that you're the fucking prize. And because you're the prize, people need to treat you as such. You know, it baffles me how people, you know, can try to drain your energy and steal your creativity and control all these aspects of your life, but then treat you like you the handmaid when when really the same people trying to treat you like that. The only reason why they can afford a maid is because of you. So when it comes to certain treatment, certain people, places, and things must be trained. Y'all gonna have to think again on that. Because if you need me more than I need you, I think at the very least, respect, in the words of Lauryn Hill, is a minimum. Like, you don't get to just be robbing shit from people, then get mad over little shit and then try to disrespect and yeah, no, no. There's consequences for that. And that goes for any and everybody. That goes for women, you know, when we aren't treated with the same respect and with the same pay and equality in workspaces, in high spaces, whether it be in governments, whether it be whatever. Like, we know what is the world without women? And it's not to say that men aren't important, and they are. But in a patriarchal society, that means that there's a deficit in terms of the position of power for women. And because of that, people need to be aware on the fact that if there's a value of women and there's a need for women and there's a knowledge of the power that women have, women should be treated with more respect. And I think that's more than fair. But I understand this world isn't fair. But at this point, I think that's a lame excuse. Like, the whole thing of like, oh, that's just how people are. Well, people need to be better. The world needs to be better. Just because it's how the world is, it doesn't mean it should be like that. And we shouldn't settle for it because we deserve better than that. And I say that for myself. You know, I know in my own life, I know I deserve better than I receive. And I'm going to speak on that and write music about it, especially when it comes to autonomy over my own body, my mind, and my spirit. I am not anybody's commodity. You might be disillusioned into believing that because of years of conditioning and how society has treated women before, but that's not coming without consequence. And I feel like we've already seen that. And I don't mean that in like tragic ways, because again, I feel like that's an example of how, you know, when you're unaware of how your power works, but other people are aware of how your power works and use your power to, siphon your energy to manifest certain things, that's a different scenario. But I say what I say in terms of, you know, when it comes to trying to latch on to me personally, my energy, it comes with consequences in terms of you might think that you have a certain goal in mind, but your goal not going to happen all the way like you think it is. There's going to be some loss with that because you don't get to just take my energy without my permission. And I understand there's people who come up with strategic ways to try to like latch themselves into your daily activities. Like, for example, like corporations, knowing that you have to go grocery shopping. So they have product placement in specific ways because they know that this might entice the customer to buy this item and maybe deter them away from brand loyalty or whatever the case may be. And we're all susceptible to that. However, we are not commodities for these companies and these corporations and these people in perceived power. beings from all walks of life, whether you are Black, brown, Hispanic, Native, Indian, Asian, or whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, whether you identify as trans, whether you identify as non binary. Although it might seem, especially in this day and age right now in the US, with the state of affairs with the government, it might seem as though we're at the bottom and we're not as powerful. Understand that this world doesn't go around without us. Culture doesn't happen without Black queer people. Everyone that's ever experienced being disenfranchised and thrown away and told to feel like it's for you are the very people that push culture. And then lo and behold, you see these higher standard places like high-end fashion or just like the US replicate the imagery, the style, the swag of our culture, but you try to disenfranchise us. And what baffles me is when disenfranchised people do it to other disenfranchised people. Like, yeah, that might have worked for a certain group for a period of time, but times are changing. And that's not the playbook. Yeah. Coming up off of keeping somebody else down historically has been how white folks have won. But that model is being dismantled in this day and age by the everyday person that sees what's beyond the illusion. And you don't have to win that way. It's funny how you have this current administration trying to take away diversity and inclusion because they think that people should gain opportunities by merit. Does benefiting off of taking and interfering with the autonomy of a woman's body, controlling what she does, where she goes, what she eats, that's fair, merit based opportunities to success? I wonder. Because, apparently having laws in place that enforces inclusion is cheating the system. Hmm, interesting. For those who might not understand exactly how DEI works, the whole reason why that was even a thing was because there are marginalized people who otherwise would not have the opportunity because they look different or they come from a different area or a zip code or they might not have access. But if it were based on merit, they would probably outwork and outshine the people who naturally get those opportunities because they look like. There are so many people of different ethnicities and cultures and backgrounds that are more than qualified for opportunities, but are constantly overlooked because of what makes them diverse. But they want to dismantle a system of cheating. Meanwhile, what's the system they're operating on? Is it not cheating? Hmm. Food for thought. Well, it's something that I will leave you all with to think about. With that said, I will continue to work on breaking out the house. And I'm excited for the progression of this song. I think it's fun. And, I don't mind experimenting and challenging myself to grow despite the circumstances because I understand that, it's a risk. It's a risk experimenting and trying things and saying things because it could just be a part of the script. And it's the risk of looking foolish. It's the risk of making mistakes. It's the risk of you making a song about not to your brain. And they got to your brain type of thing. I mean, but that's with every battle until breaking out the house, right? Well, they say do it afraid. Not that I'm afraid, but I understand there's this whole notion of this chestnut checkers. And somehow, some way, even that could be rigged. Um, but it doesn't mean we have to stop playing, right? Just learn how to play better. So you checkmate the opponent. Bingo. Well, with that said, I'm going to conclude this live stream. Thank you all for being a part of this. I hope you enjoyed. I will say a quick prayer. Being that it's almost an hour and 23 minutes, I think it's only um, right to do so. Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul for his name's sake. He leads me on the path of righteousness for his name's sake. And although I walk through the valley in the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff comfort me. God prepares a table for me in the presence of my enemies and anoints my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Goodness and mercy follows me for the days of my life, and I dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So it is, so will be. Gratitude for what's been. And I share. With that said, you can listen to the demo version of Breaking Out the House on SoundCloud as well as Correspondence. And be sure to follow me on TikTok, where I am posting a Kabbalion series where I read short synopsis of the seven principles, the Hermetic principles. So do check that out. Stream music, support your girl, because y'all are fans anyway. Even the people who don't rock with me, y'all stay tuned anyway. So you might as well support the real person, or you're participating in the same oppressive systems that you're probably dealing with in your own lives. And why would you want to do that? You wouldn't. With that said, much love. I will see you all later, and have a good night.